Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff Grant Media. In today's real user review, we're going to be taking a look at the GORUCK Huckberry exclusive GR1 SLICK. Now, Huckberry did send me this bag as a sample for review, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. They did not share this content with GORUCK or Huckberry prior to publication. They will see this when you do. In addition to that, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below. If you're considering buying this bag or any other product from Huckberry, please consider using that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do get a small percentage of that sale kicked back to me. All that money goes back to the channel. Tell me to produce more content so consumers can make informed purchasing decisions. All right. The exclusive GR1 SLICK that you can only get at Huckberry. I have now been testing this for my standard just under 4 weeks. I think 4 weeks is maybe like tomorrow or the day after. So I've been using this pretty extensively. This is certainly not my first rodeo with GORUCK bags. And I can honestly say this has been a pleasure to use, especially because this GR1 SLICK has all of the new upgrades that all of the GR1s have. And some of them are upgrades that we as consumers have been asking GORUCK to do for quite some time, and they've finally implemented into this bag. But before we get to all that, let's do a quick rundown of the bag. The Huckberry GORUCK GR1 SLICKs are only available at huckberry.com. They are available in both a 21 liter and a 26 liter version. Mine is the 26 liter version. The bags are available in both black and coyote. The 21 liter version comes in at $335 USD, and the 26 liter version comes in at $345 USD. This is the SLICK version, which means there is no MOLLE webbing on the front or sides of the bag, and there is also no loop section for a morale patch on the front of the bag. The main body of the bag is constructed from a 1000D Cordura nylon with a 210D back panel and underside of the straps, as well as all of the newer versions of the GR1 coming with a quick access pocket that is located directly behind the grab handle on the top of the bag. The bag also features a laptop sleeve, a slant front zipper pocket, 2 interior zipper pockets, a water bladder pocket across the back of the bag, and 3 rows of MOLLE webbing for organization inside the bag. The Huckberry GORUCK GR1 features an exclusive leather patch on the inside of the bag. This bag features the SCAR's lifetime guarantee, and this bag is made in the USA. Okay, so here we are now about a month in using this bag, and I could say as a fan of GORUCK bags for many years now, this bag is great. And the 2 new additions to this bag are the quick access pocket here across the top, as well as the 210D backing and the underside of the straps. These are across the board. Even the MOLLE version of the GR1s that you can get on the GORUCK website, they're also featuring the QA pocket and the 210D liner. Now, the 210D GORUCK has been using for a couple of years now on the Rucker series. It was introduced on the Rucker 3.0, they carried it to the 4.0, and now they carried it over to the GORUCK GR1s. Now, they also finally added the QA pocket that you were able to get on some of the like Carryology collab bags for a while, but they were not doing it on production bags. There was a very small window of time where they were offering this as a SCAR's upgrade, but it wasn't cost effective or labor effective. They basically had to deconstruct half the bag to add this pocket in, and then they kind of just totally did away with it. But now it is back, but it is on the production version of the bag. It took us a couple of years of asking, but GORUCK has finally listened to us and added to the bag. So those are the 2 big changes, one of which is something that people have been asking for a very long time, one of which is something that some people seem to be on the fence with. Personally, I like the change. I'm a fan of the 210D. Some people don't like the 210D. Some people would much prefer the old 1000D backing and undersides of the straps that we had on the last version of the GR1. But personally, again, I'm a fan of the 210D. I've been using it on my Rucker 3.0 for a couple of years. I find it to be incredibly comfortable. We'll address all of that, but as always, we're going to start with the negatives. And honestly, the only negative I can find with this bag, some people might call this a bit nitpicky. I'm calling it a negative, mostly because I don't like the color, and that is going to be this blaze orange interior here for the QA pocket. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of blaze orange for high-vis interiors of bags. I much prefer red or like a gold liner or even a light gray. But on this bag in particular, the slick front, all of the black paracord for the zippers, I feel like this bag is already murdered out, they should have left this as black or even at least a gray, so it doesn't stand out quite as much. I find that this blaze orange is the wrong color choice for the slick bag. I think because this bag is the slick version that is made to fit in more environments that a MOLLE GR1 does not fit in, because the MOLLE webbing makes the bag look tactical and it's not fitting in every situation. So this is a tamed down version of the GR1, and I also believe they should have carried that tamed down version to this QA pocket and made it black, or at the very least a lighter shade of gray, just so it doesn't stand out quite as much. Now, GORUCK is using blaze orange for interiors of a lot of the the Rucker 4.0s and things like that. And you know, for the Rucker series, I think that's an okay option. I'm again not a huge fan of blaze orange, would prefer some of the reds that they're using, but I think at least for this bag, they should have went with black, or at the very least a lighter gray for the interior of that high vis or that QA pocket. I think it would have went with this overall like blended aesthetics of this bag, because other than that, this bag fits in just about every situation. I personally work in an office building, but I will use whatever bag I want. I don't have any restrictions, at least where I work. I wear bags that are incredibly loud and bright. I use tactical bags. I've used this 21 liter GR1. I've had this for, I don't know, 3-4 years now. I've used this at the office on many more occasions than I could possibly count. With the MOLLE, that doesn't bother me. I've used camouflage bags. Doesn't matter for me, but it's not for everyone. Everyone can't get away with that at the office, which is why the Slick GR1 is such a great bag, and I think they should have carried that aesthetic over to the QA pocket and made it at least a more muted color so it didn't stand out quite as much. Now, I do appreciate that I can unzip it and look down inside the bag and clearly see what's in there, but I would have preferred to have, for at least this particular model, that to be a lighter gray color. And honestly, that's it. That's the only negative I have for the bag. If you don't want to call it a negative, go ahead and call it a point of note then, that it has a high vis orange interior for the QA pocket, and everything else, the liner of this bag, everything else is murdered out black. So that is the only bright point of this bag. But other than that, the points of note that I want to make are the differences between the slick version and the MOLLE version of this bag. And I should note that my Midnight Navy version is 21 liters and is about 3 or 4 years old. So it does have the old 1000D back and underside of the straps, but all the differences between the MOLLE version and the slick version of the GR1, other than the back panel and the QA pocket, are going to be the same, even though that this is an older made in Vietnam version. All of those features, differences will carry over to the current models. So looking at the front of the bag, we can see this is slick. There is no MOLLE here, where the MOLLE version has 3 rows of MOLLE throughout the bag. Now, addition to that, across the front, we have a loop section that we can put morale patches on, where the slick version does not have that loop panel. If we go to the sides of the bag, the MOLLE version does have 3 rows of MOLLE here, where you can put water bottle holder attachments or hip belts, anything like that, where the slick version does not have any of that MOLLE here. Once we flip it over, we're looking at the straps of the bag. The MOLLE version will have webbing that goes throughout the strap, where the slick version does not have any of that webbing. This webbing is where you would attach either the grab handles to kind of help pull the weight off your back if you are rucking with this, or you can attach your sternum strap through these ports. There is one difference between the old version of the GR1 and the new version with the QA pocket, and that is the fact that the old version, and it's really strong Velcro, actually has a Velcro panel on the back where you could feed a water bladder tube through, where the newer version, because you have this QA pocket here, you don't have that Velcro panel, so you can't open this up and feed a water bladder tube through. So if you wanted to use this to carry a water bladder, you're gonna have to do that. Leave a little bit of a gap in your zippers, feed your water bladder through there, and hope that your zippers don't migrate open and your bag opens up and everything spills out. So this 210D back panel, I have read a few people mentioning in some of the different Facebook groups I'm part of that they don't like the 210D back panel. They think that it's too slippery. It feels like the bag is constantly falling off their back. It's not secure. And I guess if you're using the slick version and you're in that camp, you can't even put a sternum strap on to make the bag feel like it's not falling off. But honestly, I use air quotes because I don't feel like this bag was falling off my back at all. I found it to be incredibly comfortable. And I prefer the 210D back over the 1000D bag. And no, it's not because I find the 1000D to be a cheese grater. I've never had that happen to me. The 1000D hasn't ruined any of my clothes, never pilled any of my shirts. It didn't ruin any of my jackets. I don't think I've worn it with merino wool, which seems to be a big case there because it is a softer, lighter, thinner material. It could pill easily and be ruined from that 1000D rubbing, especially if you are traveling and you're doing quite a bit of walking around and moving. The bag is bouncing around. Yes, I could see that maybe pilling a shirt, but personally, it never happened to me. The reason I really like the 210D back is because when I'm putting this on over a jacket, the 210D, it just slides on. Sometimes if I'm wearing a denim jacket, I wear my cuffs open, and between the cuff and my watch band, sometimes the bag seems to get hung up on my left sleeve as I'm trying to pull it on. But with the 210D, it seems to slide right over and pop on my body much easier. I don't feel like the bag's falling off my back at all. I haven't had that issue happen to me. So honestly, the 210D to me, I find it to be awesome. I know some of the deep GORUCK fanboys are going to only want that 1000D back and they're only going to be buying used bags. Hey, let them buy up the used market. I don't mind that. I like this new 210D backing. I fell in love with it with my Rucker 3.0, and now that they carried it over to the GR1, I'm very, very happy with that. As well as this QA pocket. It is incredibly useful. At the end of the day, when I'm leaving work, I'll unzip the QA pocket, I'll take off my ID, and I will stick it right in there. Good to go, not going to lose it, and I know exactly where it is when I need to go back to work the next day. So the QA pocket and the 210D are huge upgrades for me for this bag. The slick version of this bag is really, really great. It fits in so many environments where a Molly version of the GR1 would not work out. Now again, I said this already, I can basically wear whatever backpacks I want to work. No one's bothering me, no one's gonna comment on me. I've worn some ridiculously bright backpacks. I wear one of my all-time favorite backpack is my WTF Bright and Camo BO Gear Spare Camo bag. That bag is a 30 liter, a little bit bigger than this, basically the same shape, but it's just a patchwork of all different scrap materials. They're all brightly colored or camouflage colored. That is a loud bag, and it has a bright red interior. That is, if anything, if the apocalypse hits, that's my favorite bag. I'll probably bring it, but I'm also gonna have to grab some Right Dye and dye it black before we go, because I will stand out in any crowd with that bag, and no one says anything to me when I wear that bag to work. But if you're not like me, and you can't basically use any backpack you want, the Slick is a really, really great bag to have. I have now been using GORUCK bags for 3 or 4 years. This Midnight Navy was my very first GORUCK bag. I bought this on like a Monster Mystery Ruck sale, the Christmas in July sale one year. 3 or 4 years ago, and that's when I fell in love with GORUCK. I always figured, oh, these bags have a high price tag. Why do these people pay so much money for these bags? I know they have a lifetime guarantee, but why are people paying so much money for the bag? So the Christmas in July Monster Mystery bag, there was a pretty good sale price, and honestly, I didn't even realize that I bought the Made in Vietnam. I believe at the time they had both the Made in Vietnam and the Made in America versions, and I just threw one in my cart. I just grabbed 21 liter and put it in my cart, not even realizing I got the Made in Vietnam version. Honestly, I can see no quality difference between the Vietnam and the American-made bags. I've had other American-made GR1s. There's no quality difference, but I got it. I loved it. I fell in love, and I've been using GORUCK bags ever since. I have had plenty of GORUCK gear since then, and I can honestly say that this Slick version has everything that I've come to know and love from GORUCK. Plus, it has the 210D back, the QA pocket, and the Slick version fits in all of those environments where you can't have a tactical looking bag. Being all black murdered out, this is gonna fit in to just about any office building. So especially if you live in the city or a city commuter, this is a great sleeper bag. It has all of the quality that GORUCK is known for. This is a bomb-proof bag, and it's going to blend in to all of those office environments where you can't have the loud bag. I do wish that QA pocket was a tamer color, just to go with the slick, murdered out aesthetic of the bag. On the regular GR1s, personally, I don't like the blaze orange, but I don't care if it has a loud interior or loud QA pocket on the regular Molly GR1s, because they're tactical. They're gonna stand out a little bit more than this version would, but I would like to see that changed over. But the bag itself, it handled just like you would think out of any GORUCK bag. So the Slick version, it takes, again, everything that you know and love from GORUCK, throws it into a more convenient package that can fit into just about every environment. I was a bit apprehensive, thinking that I do use the Molly. You can see I have You know, right now I only have like a carabiner on here, but I usually stick a pen. And when didn't have a QA pocket, I was actually sticking my ID badge to the MOLLE on the outside of the bag. And when I first got the bag, I honestly wasn't sure if the Slick version was going to have the QA pocket because they had just integrated that into the bags. So the assets online weren't reflecting the actual bags. But if you saw that, or if you haven't looked back in a while, yes, the Slick versions do have the QA pocket, do have the 210D back panel. So if you are losing the MOLLE and you do clip your ID badge there and you're wondering where you're gonna stick that so you don't lose it, you will have the QA pocket so you can stick it in there. So this bag fit in every environment that you could possibly think of. Now the price tag, it is the same price tag as the tactical version. So if you were looking at the MOLLE versions and you want your traditional GORUCK bag, it's the same exact price as those. The 21 and the 20 liter, 21 and the 26 liter versions are exactly the same as the tactical versions. You are also getting that SCAR's lifetime guarantee for that price tag. So yes, I was apprehensive. I knew they had a lifetime guarantee, but I didn't really look into it before I ever bought my first GORUCK bag. And then I got it. It covers everything. Essentially everything. Okay, if my dog chews my bag, they're not going to fix it because my dog chewed my bag. But if I beat the ever-loving hell out of this bag and it falls apart from being beat up, they're going to fix it or replace it. And that warranty goes with the bag, not the buyer. So I sell this bag, I buy a different GORUCK bag, the warranty goes with that actual bag. So I sell this bag, you buy it, the warranty goes with you. You're selling a GORUCK bag, I buy it, that warranty comes with me. The warranty follows the product, not the purchaser. So you're not filling out warranty cards when you get it. It's just built into that price you pay, and it stays with the bag for life. So as long as GORUCK's around, they're gonna fix it. They can't fix it, they're gonna replace it. They don't have that exact model, they're going to replace it with the closest thing to what they currently have in production to what you have. So the price point might seem a bit high, but it is a made in USA bag. It carries a lifetime guarantee that honestly, you're probably never gonna have to use. I've beaten the ever-loving hell out of that other GR1, my GORUCK Rucker 3.0, I've beaten the hell out of that. No issues at all. So the bags, they are bomb-proof. They are going to last you forever. The grab handle, not having the Velcro, for the water bladder tube on the new version, that's not an issue for me. I have a Rucker 3.0, that's what I will ruck in, that's what I do ruck in, so I'm not rucking in this bag. So if you are potentially going to ruck in this bag or any of the more modern GR1s, they don't have the water bladder tube. For me, not a problem. If you are planning on rucking in it, might be a problem for you down the road, but the QA pocket is a welcomed upgrade. I would happily lose that water bladder tube access for the QA pocket. The QA pocket is just invaluable to me. I only wish that GORUCK implemented it a couple of years ago when people started asking for it. So do I think that the Huckberry GORUCK 26 liter GR1 SLICK is worth your $345? And yeah, I absolutely do. If you are just getting into backpacks, if you are just getting into GORUCK, that might seem like a very, very high price point. But honestly, it's probably par for the course once you get into carry and carry-related items. This is an American-made 1000D bag that carries a lifetime guarantee that follows the product, not the purchaser. So no matter what happens, this bag is going to get fixed. Again, short of your dog chewing it up. The bag is basically bomb-proof. It's going to last you your whole life. The Slick version, it will fit into every single environment that a regular MOLLE version will fit into and more. This will be an amazing city sleeper bag. This will work in just about any office building. It is black, it is murdered out. You are not going to know that this is a GORUCK GR1. It just looks like any other backpack on anyone's back. So this is a great gray man look if that's what you're looking for. The 26 liter version, it certainly fits a lot in it. My loadout that I carry on the daily fits in here absolutely no problem, and I still have a ton of extra room for any incidentals that I might carry. And this is one of the few bags that I have enough room in here that I could still fit my lunchbox in here, so I don't have to try to cram it underneath the scooter seat and pray I don't lose my lunch every day as I'm driving to work. But yes, I do think that the Huckberry GORUCK GR1 SLICK is worth every single penny. This is a great bag. It has been a pleasure to use. The upgrades that have been done to the newer GR1s have been an absolute pleasure. It has elevated the bag that I have known and loved for many years to a whole nother level. This bag is great. I highly recommend it. It has been an amazing companion for me. I'm going to continue to use this bag. I am not letting this one go. So even though I said if I sell this bag, that warranty transfers to you, don't worry about it because I'm not selling this bag. This one is staying in my arsenal for a very, very long time, if not indefinitely. The bag is great and I absolutely love it. So with that, if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.